It's J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. I know I wanted to go live right after the live stream at midnight ended, but I'm getting old, man. I can't hang. I overslept, but I did watch it. I want to give it that first reaction while it's fresh in my head. And right off the top, I know ain't nobody saw Jukebox doing what she did. But what's crazy to me is we see Jukebox end up taking Rock out. I knew she couldn't live through this, but she didn't go out how I expected. And what's craziest to me is Jukebox and Kanan meet and talk about it like, yeah, you took out my dad, I took out your mom. Now how you gonna see how it feel with nobody around in this world to care about you. You all alone. You like, yeah, but you the same way. This is crazy. And then they ended up somehow being cool. Now it is still some time because you can say she knew about his situation with Ghost and Tommy, which means she gonna still be a part of his life. At least enough to know who Ghost and Tommy was and to not like Ghost. And we did get introduced to Ghost and Tommy, or Jamie and Tommy, and they some little YN. They ain't even YNs yet. They baby ends. They like 10, 11 years old, 12 years old. They just getting off the porch. So, it is crazy to see them, but it's basically a lot more time between Jukebox and Kanan relationship to get to a place where when we saw an OG Power, they were somewhat cool and looking out for each other. So I guess they both realized through their crazy ways, they all each other got in the way. Who knows? I don't know. But Juke, I didn't see that coming. I don't know. Shout out to Bossmon24. You say, if y'all remember, I said last week, Juke gonna smoke rock. I don't remember that, but if you said that, you was on point, boss man. Hey, you had that vision if you said that last week. I didn't see that coming. I don't remember that comment, but hey, you was on it. I didn't see that. And damn. Rock did try to jump. Here's the thing, though. If you in Rock's situation and somebody got the gun on you, like Juke did, and you kind of in the middle, so either you could run to her and try to stop it or run to your gun, what would you do? Truth be told, the best move is probably try to run the Jukebox. Because if you run and get your gun, you would then still have to make a turn around, and aim and shoot. That's like 3 or 4 big motions when all she got to do is pop, pop, pop. So the best thing is you rush her. Maybe you take a hit still. Either way, you probably ain't going to get away without getting shot at least once. But now you got at least a little struggle for the weapon, possibly disarm her and do stuff. In the end of the day, this is all hope, because if somebody got you dead to rights, normally you probably pretty much dead to rights. But if you don't just want to stand there and take it, you want to go out fighting like Rock, I think she should have ran towards Jukebox instead of towards that gun. But yeah, Rock is dead and Juke took her out cold-blooded, didn't she? And then what's even cold than that is when Juke and Kanan was talking in the restaurant, and she said she never loved you. Right before I took her out, she begged me to do you instead, which was a lie, but it was some cold-blooded stuff that made Kanan really feel some kind of way. But actually, in my mind, I think it may help him forgive her or get over it in a sick kind of way, because he'll look at it as, Well, she never loved me no way, so whatever. I mean, he was ready to put her down himself, and then damn near put her down uh, when they told him to, until he then started having second thoughts after Uncle Marvin. So you never know. But yeah, Rock is dead. And it looked like Marchetti Stefano lives to fight another day. But he got Pino out, and that was wild. Suburbia Jones, in fact, you say that last episode was terrible. It was terrible, terrible. Like Charles Barkley. Why was it terrible? What was terrible about it? To me, this last episode, it was good, but it felt like it should be another episode. Like, I just don't feel like the show is over. I guess they're gonna have them continuing in Power Origins, Kanan and Breeze. But unless they do a time jump. Patty, I can't believe Rock still lied to protect her demon seed all the way to the end. I'm happy it was Juke that took her out, make Kanan feel it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily happy or sad that it was Juke. I'm a little more confused in a way. And the reason I'm confused is because I already know how they were cool. So I guess we got more story to figure out how they got to be cool again in OG Power. But other than that, I do like the twist that it was Juke that did it. And this episode, we basically see Rock in a corner between getting whacked by the Italianos and his peoples, or snitching and getting witness protection. And she pretty much got the deal for witness protection and then got it secured for Kanan. And then we see the feds come talk to Kanan about witness protection and what Mom Dukes done did for him. And he like, no, I ain't talking to the feds. I ain't doing it. And so then she gonna be like, you know what, Kanan, right? I ain't snitching. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah, Rock got shot 3 or 4 times. That's about right. But I think she should have took that damn deal and got the hell out of town. I get it about snitching and all of that in the game, but her days of being in the game is over. She ain't want to accept that though. But then she was ready to what? I guess after so then Stefano, because Kanan started having second thoughts. He didn't realize maybe he don't want to have that done. So he talked to Breeze, he talked to Stefano, which that did clear up some things, because we were thinking now the snaps and pops is gone, maybe they didn't need to take out Marvin and Rock. But it seemed like Breeze say that's coming from up high. It ain't coming from me or snap and pop. So with that being said, he probably still had to take out at least Marvin. But Stefano then told him, hey, have Rock, meet with me and maybe we can work something out. He then have Rock, yeah, that burrito, you say that burrito took me out, Tracy. Hey, I'm here, baby. I appreciate it. I had to wake up. That burrito did take me out. I'm getting old, mama. You get to eat a good meal and go to sleep, man. It's lay down. It's over for you, man. I can't pop back up. Even with the alarm, I be thinking I still got it. I don't got it no more, I guess, huh? I ain't got it like I used to, baby. But Stefano ended up meeting with Rock and asking her pretty much to take out Pino. And we saw earlier in the episode that Rock was basically telling Pino the reason Stefano want her gone so bad is because he wanted to smash. He wanted a little brown sugar, and she wasn't giving it to him. And he like, oh, okay. Well, maybe if I get it, I can make him jealous. Like, you know what's crazy about humans? We still basically are high school self or teenage self or young self. Even as you grow older, you just a bigger version of that. And to some extent, You know what I mean? And like you see Pino telling Rock that this is going back to when they was young boys in the street and he couldn't get no girls and he was sick, so he was pale out. He didn't go outside, and Pino was tan and had all the women, little Tony Danza over here. And so he trying to get the girl because it was one girl that did give him attention. And next thing you know, he Tony took that. You know what I'm saying? So he like, you know what? I'm gonna get the girl this time. And so he thinking he gonna smash some of that. Could you imagine him hitting Rock? That would be the worst porn sex scene ever. Would he? That would be horrible. It would be worse than the show. I don't know what the hell. But anyway, he thinking he gonna hang and tear that up. That, oh my God. I wouldn't even, she would have killed him. And so we see she meeting him at the hotel, which even in the 90s, a nice hotel like that would have cameras. You can't just go in there and take out no mob boss and leave and nobody know what happened. Like wearing that big full length ass coat, suede coat. That coat was banging. She was wearing the hell out of that coat. When she came out the courtroom, had it button up that coat, boy. That coat was some money right there. Anyway, she's very noticeable. You ain't gonna just see her walking in and out and be like, what woman? No, I remember her. Anyway, Pino thought he was about to get a little bit of that, you know what I'm saying, Dino. She ended up popping his ass, pulled out the doot doot. He's like, fucking Stefano. So what's crazy is she was packing her bags, had the money ready to go, and Juke walked in unexpected, which goes to what I've been saying about Rock and Marvin and them all along. They so easy to get. They didn't never have enough security or protection, in my opinion, for them to be doing what they doing and nobody come try to take them down, because who would have stopped them? But we see Juke walk in, catch Rock slipping, and she say, why you doing this? She say, it's because of Kanan. And damn, man. I know that was the last thing Rock ever expected, because Rock was damn near like a mother to Juke. They had all their conversations, do all the stuff they did, this and that. And that's what she did. Like, these people, this show, if you don't have kids, it definitely make you don't want kids. Damn. And then at the very end, how many of you all watched it past the end credits? Because I almost didn't, because I figured, well, it ain't like they gonna have a preview for the next episode to show over. But if you watch past the end credits, it is another scene. It then flashback to 1975. And you see little teenage Lulu. You see Marvin with a jukebox, and they in the hospital with a young Rock and Kanan being born. And they showing, what's crazy is it's like, man, everybody you see damn near, at least in the United States, everybody you see probably had that moment of being born in love for the most part. And then they just turn into a crackhead. Like, how did that happen? You was loved at one time. Somebody cared about that person. And now they like crackheads and drug addicts, or even worse. I ain't want to go down the line, but like, damn, man, life is, whew, life is something else, boy. It be lifing, as they say. John Wallace, what's good? You say, I hope by the time of episode 1 of Origins, they continue it a bit and maybe get a time jump. Yeah, basically continue the last episode. I mean, they would have to kind of pick up after that a little bit. Maybe they'll do a little time jump and we'll see a few years pass, and then here come Ghost and Tommy coming back when they like 14 or something, because they was real young and little in this one. And they was like, man, come back after you get over to stop watching Sesame Street. Then they looking to see Kanan hopping in the Camaro. They making money. I see why Tommy looked up to Kanan. He like a superhero in the hood right now. And it makes a lot of sense why Tommy was looking up to Kanan the way he was in OG Power and was falling in line, because he going back to that moment where Kanan was the man. And he wanted to show Kanan, hey, look what I've done. I want to put you back on too. So, Patty, they probably paid security to delete the footage or cut the cameras. Maybe if it wasn't a mob boss, but that would be a high profile death in that hotel. So I don't know if that was the case. Remy Raines, what's good, Remy? How you doing out there on the West Coast? Good to hear from you. See you again in the chat. Patty, you say, yeah, she loved Juke, but not enough to not protect Kanan. Yeah, but what she was doing for Kanan, I guess Juke felt like, oh, you gonna protect him after he took out Marvin? My dad, your brother. And when Rock met with Kanan on the street, they want to meet in private. She said, I don't know, I can't forgive you. You took my brothers from me. Which is crazy that he did that. All the stuff that they've been through, the one that finally broke her empire was her own son. Took her brothers from her, basically crushed them, took they strength, and put her in that position. Is just crazy. And these dudes, man, it make it. She did accept responsibility to a certain extent by saying, I blame myself. I put you in this life, put you in this situation, which is true. If he had a different mother, he wouldn't have been probably a drug dealer in the game like he was. But Rock, she was, about that getting that bread and money when he was a shorty, they was, cutting up work on the table. So he ain't know. And the problem with that is back in those days, people was just trying to find a way to put food on the table, get a little bit, and be okay. And like Marvin say, it just kept escalating and snowballing to the point where it is where they are. Next thing you know, you in rarefied air, and you don't even know how you got there. One really good movie that I like that breaks it down in a way, man, it's a good movie. And a lot of people don't know about it. It's called Layer Cake. Layer Cake. Damn, that movie is good. That is a really good movie, Layer Cake. It's got Daniel Craig. He played James Bond. Man, that's a good movie. Anyway, it break down how you how you end up somewhere deeper than where you thought. How that rabbit hole go in that world, man. Anyway. Patty, it's definitely gonna be a time jump. They're gonna show up and say we older now, put us to work. Yeah, as people have said, they should be around 20 years old in Origins. So that'll show, more time. That's gonna be at least about 7 years. Them dudes couldn't have been no more than 13 in this episode. So we'll see at least a few year time jump, which would have Kanan more established, because now the Snaps and Papa's gone. We saw Breeze meeting with Stefano, and he like, I don't know, I felt like an adult was in the room with them. Now he like, no, we got a will oil operation, you know what I'm saying? He always smiled. You gotta smile with the gums. But they to show that they are more established, and it'll make it where taking them over would be more attractive too. And now it make more sense because it was Kanan and Breeze, then Ghost and Tommy. It's like it was Snaps and Pop. So it's like a line of succession in a way of a two-man crew running that area of New York in the dope game. But after Ghost and Tommy, it wasn't nobody in that line of succession from the street. Or was it? What, Tariq? Remy Raines, you say Rock offered Kanan private school. He ain't want that. Well, you right about that. But here's the problem. It's just like when she was about to snitch and Kanan said no. She said, you raise your kid one way and then you go around and do the different opposite. You know what? Kanan right. So she raised him in the hood, be a street dude. He went to public school at one point. Not that that is the worst thing, but he was 1 foot in the game. You see him what's happening at home, how your people make money. You spoiled by the money, you know what I'm saying, and the power. But then she telling you, don't do like me, go to private school. When you see how what she doing is so successful. So as a youth, what would most youth, especially then, choose? Making thousands of dollars right now, or going to school and studying and and it's boring and I gotta wait and I'm gonna get a paycheck and they don't want to do that, sadly. Now, if she never had gave him a taste of the street life, then he may not have been tempted, and he probably would have just went on ahead to school and do that because he didn't know how to get that money fast. It wasn't in his face, and that's the problem for him being young. And when you young, because really this is kind of for all humans unless you have experience, but you don't really know or understand fully, especially when you're young, the consequences of your actions or your decisions, which is why Kanan started to have regrets this episode after killing Marvin. Whereas if he would have known that in the first place, he wouldn't have did that. But you don't kind of understand things as a human until we've been through some things, which is what made him realize maybe he don't want to take Rock down, because then that'd be on his conscience. He took down both his uncles and his mama. He eliminated his whole family. Like, that's a lot on your head. And like he told Stefano, it ain't about taking somebody down. I ain't afraid of that, but I don't want all this on my head. And so, I think he started realizing some things, but same with Rock, because that's why she accepted responsibility for who he had become and what he is, because you can't introduce both worlds. It's like if I give you some candy or chocolate or something as a kid, and then I say, all right, but you could eat this now, or you could wait till after you eat these Brussels sprouts. But these Brussels sprouts is good for you. They go for the chocolate, Yvonne, you say, wish Stefano got taken out, but probably Ghost and Tommy would take him out in between Origins of Raising Kanan. Yeah, I mean, I would have liked for him not to make it, but also I think he's kind of still needed, because if he got took out, then Breeze and Kanan operation would be messed up because they wouldn't have anywhere to get no work. They'd have to try to get the new connect and all of that, and it would put them in a different situation. So I think this work out for the story, but I don't see him being around for the long run. Speaking of the long run, shout out to Isaiah Whitlock. She He didn't even say it. This is his last role he filmed before he died, December of 2025. Isaiah Whitlock, for those who don't know, is in the very beginning of this episode giving a eulogy for Snaps and Pop. He died at the age of 71. And what was it, December 30th. Damn, he almost made it to 26. December 30th, 2025, Isaiah Whitlock. Although he was gray as can be in this. I've never seen him so gray before. Damn, he was gray. He looked like a silverback gorilla in his mouth. No, but yeah, man. Isaiah Whitlock, man. Damn. Made me feel sad. Looking at somebody that really wasn't with us no more. We looking at fake ass Snap and Pop ain't with us. And there he is. He wasn't with us no more. Damn, it's getting hot up in here. Hold on. Let me turn my air on for a second. Yeah, I've been seeing me pass out this morning. Already overslept. All right. I had to turn that air on. Yvonne, you say, well, Dre was running things when he took over Tommy business. Well, that didn't last long. But he tried. John Wallace, you say, sick of these recent Rock is alive conspiracy theories. Who can do that? Who can say that Rock is still alive? That's goofy talk. Straight up. That's goofy. The woman got popped 3 times, 2 of them point blank range, and then was left there. Juke went, got in contact with Kanan, met up with him, talked at the diner, told him what happened. He then went back over there. She's still laying there with her eyes open. She's like, my eyes was drying out already doing that. You ain't laying there on the floor for hours after being shot to pull off some master plan. That ain't happening. That woman's gone. Anybody making that and you watch those videos, you fell for the okie doke. They are audience captured. I hate to say it, but they make these videos because people watch them and it makes them money. But I can't say or do nothing I don't believe in. So if I don't believe she made it, I couldn't make that video. And I definitely don't believe she made it. Straight up. Yeah, Rock gone. Rock is gone for good. Anybody to say that, you might want to unfollow them if they think she playing a game and and she laid there and she got a master plan. Get out of here, man. Get out of here with this goofy talk, man. Nobody doing that. If she did live, what would she have done? Call the ambulance. That's what she would have did. If she survived that, she would have called the ambulance. Duh. Shantor, what's good, fam? What up, Jay? How are you, sir? What a great finale. I love the great twist. I think it was a great finale. I like the twist also. And you know, it definitely wants me to continue watching Origins in the show. I mean, you know, Raising Kanan, this was the best Power spinoff by far, in my opinion. And yeah, no show is perfect, of course, because I definitely don't think Rock would have got away with killing Pino in that hotel. But whatever. She dead now anyway, so but yeah, it was a good show. I definitely agree with this comment. Dev Royal, you say, Jay, Power has to get away from this family killing family mess. It's getting old. It's getting old, and it's bad to put into the lexicon of society that it's okay to take out your mother or father or sisters and brothers and family and uncle. This is not cool. That's not normal. And it is played out. They've done it too much. And hopefully in Power Origins, we don't see none of that. Because like you say, it's played out. It's played out. And I don't necessarily like it. And it's not realistic and honest. Because in my experience, which is small, I ain't experienced the world everywhere and the game everywhere and what people do, but it's not common, especially in the 90s, of a family member taking out another family member because of the game. That was something that I don't think happened too often, if not nearly ever, unless it was some big beef dispute things. I'm not going to say it never happened, but it's not as common as it's been in the Power universe. If you had only, experience of this life through the Power universe, you would think this is how it happens all the time, damn near. Whereas from what I've heard, a little bit of what I've seen, that doesn't happen that often. Nearly, at least then, nearly never it happened. But because also majority of people that was doing that, they family wasn't. That's one reason why it didn't happen that I came across in my experience. Most people, mother or father or even uncles, may not have been involved at the same time that you was. So the firebender, you said the feds would have brought in Rock and Juke ain't got to her. Absolutely. Absolutely. They already said that they've seen her going to talk to Pino and multiple times, Stefano, multiple times. So just to do your due diligence, this dude has gotten whacked. Everybody know you in the mix with this. So there you have it. She would at least got questioned. Shantor Thomas, you say Juke was on the eye for an eye, even exchange. Yeah, she got all Babylonian on that ass, didn't she? Straight up, she got Babylonian on that ass. But I don't know, man. I don't like the turn that they've made for Jukebox and how easy it is to kill. To kill people is not easy. It's not easy. Even when people, I'm talking about as a teenager, especially, they don't have military training. You know what I'm saying? They not adults. And as a teenager, it can be easier in a way, but it can be a lot harder also. I say easier because you may not, be thinking about so much other things that you may think about as an adult. But also as a teenager, damn, she just took out snaps and pops for fame. I don't know, man. Like most of us, we not teenage killers like the people in this show, but I just wow, yeah, she's taken out and shot and did this and that, but she a little assassin, straight up. She took out Rock like he was taking out the trash, man, and then told Kanan to his face it wasn't no emotion. Like when she took, I don't know, man. I think that's cold blooded, man. Cold blooded. So anyway, Remy Reigns, yeah, they lost me with the family killing. Yeah, if I wasn't doing this stuff, I might have still watched this show, but I don't know, man. That is played out, and they took it too far. They need to move on. Of course, they ain't listening to me, but don't put that in the next show. Please don't put that in the next show. Dev Royal Ghost is my favorite character, Jay, but Raising Kanan nailed the ending. Courtney fumbled the end of OG Power with that who killed JR mess. Yeah, that was horrible. And Ghost is my favorite character also. But Raising Kanan is probably my favorite show overall. And I like how they nailed the ending because they did leave us on a hang cliff in a way, but they did kind of close up some chapters too. So I had to give them credit. They did do a good job on this. They did. I like it. And then we got to see Kanan and Rock have that little heart-to-heart talk. They each shed a little tear, realize what's going on. Now that he's starting to realize what's happening and the choices that's made and what's been happening, he realizing, things about to get too far out of control. She tried to save him with the witness protection. He tried to save her with the sit down with Stefano. In the end, it's over. Johnny Retro, you say, am I really live? Yes, I am really live. Yes, one of God's angels, Lulu. I go where my family go. Unique. Well, your family going nowhere. You could be goddamn sure of that. Unique was right. Damn. Hey, that's a good point. And where did his family go? They kind of, you made a good point with this comment, but they kind of showed in this episode because they went to the funeral. I mean, not the funeral, although they did. And what was sad is nobody was at Marvin's funeral. Nobody was there. But they went to the cemetery, is what I mean. And there was Mama, Lulu, Marvin, and now Rock. The whole family tree, all right there. They all went to the grave. Damn. And they all took each other out. One way or another, they died by family. Which, whew, that's wild hundreds right there. I wonder where Unique going. They would have been nice if Unique would have read a paper or something somewhere. We saw him reading the paper and it said, drug queen being killed or something. Although she ain't really known as a drug queen being like that. So, but it would have been nice for him to get the news and be like, I told her she should have left. Damn. That was some good stuff too. Damn shame. Jigga, how did Flossie and Pino know Kanan off Marvin before everybody else? That is a good question. Now, they didn't know. She assumed. But I don't like how she just told Jukebox that without knowing for sure. Just because Kanan came in with a gun on your flat booty head don't mean he, let me stop before they come for my head. They gonna get me whacked. But I ain't like that just because Kanan came for her, she assumed he might have did it to Marvin. She was right, but still, I don't know how she could have, put that together like that. Johnny Retro, you say if you're really live. Man, what you be watching, man, to think people ain't live? I hate that Rock clowned Marvin because she was salty at Flossie. Rock ain't nothing but a piece of what? See, you over here putting in comments, you ain't even finished them. Wondering if I'm live or not. Now, Marvin and Rock, I think she was a little more mad at Marvin about Flossie because she didn't want to lose Marvin, basically. Because she know if Marvin and Flossie started a relationship, he might have some loyalties to her now because that's his woman. He may give some control or ideas to her because that's his woman. And I think she would just didn't even want that to even come close to happening. And so that's why she was always a thorn in his side about that because, you know, she ain't want to lose all she got left because without Marvin, she done. She can't go. And even the narration of 50 saying, yeah, you may get a couple people corners or whatever, this or that, but your heart ain't in it. You ain't the same. And without Marvin, at least, Lulu is one thing. But Marvin was the real muscle. Hell, he the one that used to run the business till he got, tweaked out and she came and took over. But until then, Marvin name was ringing in them streets and holding it down. So, without Marvin, she done. Patty, I was expecting to see the little white girl go to see Marvin. That would have been nice. That would have been nice if they had her as the only one sitting there. That would have been sad. What if she was the only one sitting there at the damn funeral? That would have been sad, but it would have been good to see at least somebody gave a damn about Marvin. All that stuff he going through, all that work, all the money, all the stuff. At the end of the day, what's it for? Don't nobody give a damn if you live or die. They just using you for money and a job or drugs, and damn shame. So, yeah. You say Rock is a piece of doo-doo. Doo-doo. Yeah, Rock was no good. She was trying to be she's a woman in a male dominated world, and that's why she was disrespectful to everybody. Even when she went to go see Stefano this episode and we saw Breeze say, how you doing today, ma'am? She's like, fuck off, nigga. He like, man, you talk to everybody, not a kind word for anyone. Like, it's almost like how studs can be like a exaggerated version of a dude. You know what I mean? Studs, especially, I got to give a shout out to Drewski. That dude loves some studs, man, and playing with studs. I will say it is funny in a different aspect of seeing things with a bunch of studs running around, but I never really watched studs in the wild. Studs interacting in the wild. I never got to observe a stud in the wild. But watching on Drewski YouTube, all them stuff, man, they are crazy. It's very funny and entertaining, but wow. They be on another level, for real, for real. I guess it's like the same as like men in drag or something, how they be on another level than how a woman would dress. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't get it. It can be funny, but anyway, Rock is like on another level in the game than the dude. Because even all the dudes in there, they don't be, oh, fuck you. They still would try to have a sit down, meet, this and that. Even if they did get upset, they didn't do it like Rock do and be so disrespectful. But I think she was, trying to solidify her place in this world, and by doing that, she definitely ruffled some feathers. But I guess that's better than her ended up where she ended up, which is dead, cold. Shout out to Harvey Specter with the super chat. I appreciate spreading a little bit of love. You say it's crazy because Lou, Marvin, and Rock probably all died within a month of each other. LMAO, who got time to attend 3 funerals in a month? Damn, man, these Thomases always die, man. I ain't got time for this. What, you gonna die? Wait, one more of y'all gonna die? And you gonna want me to come to that funeral too, right? I'm supposed to buy flowers for that too? Y'all die too much. Y'all dying is expensive. I got to go to work in the morning, okay? You got time for this and shit. Would y'all die every other month? What, I'm supposed to every other month? You gonna come back and die again on me? Like, I ain't got time. You gonna pay me for gas? I ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. 3 funerals in a month. Dying and shit. Man, what's wrong with y'all? If I died, would you have came to my funeral? You wouldn't have came to mine? Let me see. I bet you won't. I bet you. I'm gonna die and let's see. Okay. You know what I'm saying? 3 funerals in a month. Ain't nobody got time for that. That's hilarious to me, man. Man, they dying. I ain't got time for no 3 funerals. It is very rare and unlikely that you would go. I don't think Lou died as close, but even if they were all 3 in a month, that would be tragic, very unlikely, and rare. But you go to a funeral and then that's it. It ain't like you keep going. Yeah, you would have went 3 times, but it would have been for somebody different. But man, I already went to 2 of your family members. I ain't got time for the 3rd. Look, you dead. It ain't like you gonna miss me. Ain't like you knew I was there or not. So I don't know. I think that the real reason when nobody there, because ain't nobody give a damn about them, and they was really all what they was doing in the world that they thought really didn't add up to nothing. Basically, that was my take on it. Not that I'm busy. I'm busy, man. I can't get off work 3 times. They don't believe I got friends that die this often, okay? They didn't believe me. I got to bring all these obituaries to prove that my friends died. I just can't do that. I got bills to pay, man. It's hard out here. They ain't leave me no money when they died. Harvey, you say I know we in the hood, but goddamn, they is getting picked off. I get it, but again, I think the real reason nobody there is because they didn't nobody give a damn about them more so than it's too many. But that was funny though. I like that. One Journey, how you doing? I'm all right. Glad to see you. I was feeling bad. I overslept, y'all. I went live earlier last night. Called myself trying to take a nappy poo. I'm getting old, man. I can't hang like I used to, man. My body can't do things it used to do once before. I'd have popped up before. Whoop. 1 o'clock. Here we go. But I'm glad that I did go because I know the West Coast is still early over there when I got started. And you know, when people come back in the morning or in the afternoon, they'll see have a little something. I'm gonna go live Friday night tonight, and that way I can, react to the episode for folks that missed my first reaction at right after the episode dropped on the app. Dev Royal, you say, Jay, how did Juke and Kanan have a relationship after all this. There's no way that could function after that. Dev, you know I'm 100% on board with you on that. 100% on board with you after that. I don't know. It's like they didn't watch OG Power because this is a hell of a build. You took out my father. I took out your mother. We cool. Even Steven. Like this is wild. What I thought was gonna happen, which I thought this would be dope, is that Jukebox never confronts Kanan about whether he killed Marvin, but he kind of know. And she took out Rock. And Kanan never confronts Juke about if she took out Rock, but he kind of knows she did it. And they never mention it. And they act as if neither did it. But they both got the suspicions that each one did it. That would be one kind of way to move forward. And that's weird, but crazy. I think you did it, but I'm not going to ask you. You didn't tell me. And I think you did it, but I ain't going to ask you. And you don't tell me. It's some old don't ask, don't tell type stuff. That might have worked that way if I was to write it. But for them to sit down and say, I know you did this and I did that and da, and this is how it's going to be. I don't know how it worked. The only way it works is because Kanan was on the fence about Rock to begin with, and Jukebox told him she begged me to do you instead at her last moment. She never loved you. Those things there may be a way for him to be like, well, you said she never loved me, and da. But he know about the conversation, but he know who she was, and da. It may allow him to kind of justify and move forward in a way. But then again, how could she forgive him? Because there's no justification for Marvin. There's no reason he could have killed Marvin. No good reason. None. So how's she gonna forgive him for that? Because I took out your mom, I guess it's okay now. Like, I don't get that. But they've already made these people into people that we don't really recognize, killing family and doing all these things they do. But I'm with you on that, Dev. I don't see how that, oh my goodness, how that's gonna work. Johnny Retro, maybe Breeze let them know Kanan did Marvin because they talked about who to off. I mean, it's possible. I mean, I think it just kind of figured it out in a way. But I don't think Breeze would have told nobody, to be honest. Juke disappears, goes to DC. She not in Power Origins. Yeah, so then that makes it even worse then. Because that means that she ain't even around enough for them to patch up things. You know. Dev Royal, I'll be honest though, J Rock acts aggressive with dudes because of this exact episode. Stefano was in his feelings basically because he couldn't get her sexually. Pino got exposed for the same. I could not see either one of them shrivel up old men getting behind her or on top of her or her on top of them. You know what I'm saying? Could y'all really see that? You see him, come and give me some of that rock. Oh, oh. He crossed his legs too tight. Johnny Retro, your theory works because Flossie told her it was better not to know. Hey, I think it's better not to know when it's something like that. Because she basically gonna have to take him out now. But which is what she was gonna do until she saw him with Rock. Patty, they gonna have a fight in Origins because the scar on his neck, OG power, comes from her. So maybe after that fight, they make up and call it even. How you know that come from her? And OG power, she said, "I cut your neck like that." Steve, what's good, Steve? If she say she cut his neck like that, I don't remember that. But damn, they was beefing. Mario Monroe, you say I'm confused on the logic because if this is the case, wouldn't Jukebox have beef with Jarita, Sean, Ghost, and Kanan since they all cared about Kanan, and wouldn't Kanan have beef with Juke? Well, Mario, I think you took it to the next level. She was saying like you don't have nobody to care for you like right now. I don't think she was saying if anybody ever cares for your ass, I'm gonna take them out. Nobody will never care for you because if they do, I'm gonna kill them. I don't think she meant that. I think she just meant like none of your family type stuff. You know what I'm saying? And none of your OG people will be there for you. I don't think she was taking it to the biblical levels. You know what I'm saying? Your seed won't grow. I don't think she was taking it that far, but I get it. What you was thinking, hey, you don't play. You was gonna take it down to the roots. Hey, ain't nobody ever gonna care for your ass. Not don't nobody care. Not no. Never ever gonna care around you no more. Patty, she got to be in Origins because the fight is gonna happen. She might not be a main character, but we gonna see her. Okay, y'all seem to all remember that part that she put that scar on Kanan's neck. I don't remember that, but I believe y'all. So then, yeah, she definitely gonna have to come back because we already know what happens when she grown. So they gonna have to do that. Oh, Courtney Kemp said the next scar came from. Well, I don't put a lot of energy into what Courtney Kemp say, to be honest, y'all. I know people, she did this and that and wrote, but a lot of things she says messes up the show, in my opinion. And just like she said, the whole first 2 seasons take place in like 1 month time. I'm like, these people live the most exciting life in the world if all that happened in 1 month. But anyway, I like to go off of what was on the show and what was said. And that's probably why I don't remember that, although it may have been said on the show. But Courtney Kemp saying it, oh my goodness. There ain't no telling. Johnny Retro, are you watching and interested in Fightland? I'm not interested in Fightland. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it or not. I probably will just to have something bridge the gap to Origins. But Fightland is super whack to me. The first episode was trash, garbage, straight up. I don't like that he went to jail. They skipped too much. I just don't like this episode. It's trash. It's trash to me, but we'll see. That show is cornball. And that was the first episode. But Fightland was trashola. Straight up. I think I gave it one of the lowest Moorescore ratings. It was in like the 40s or something. It might have been in the 50s. Stephen Harris, I had a feeling Juke was finna do it, especially during the reconcile scene with Kanan and Rock. Yeah, I mean, Juke, I don't like how they kind of made her into this assassin, but I could see her wanting to get revenge for her dad being taken out. It definitely makes sense. You know, she didn't even try to find out though if Kanan did it. She just automatically knew he did after it was mentioned. But then again, he did take out Lou and didn't care. So I guess if you've done something like that, it's not hard to put it past you that you would do something different. So I ain't gonna put it past her. I ain't gonna trip on her with that. Who else? You say Juke will be in Origin some way. Tommy and James reference her when he took Tariq. How did they first meet? Okay. I think she's gonna be in Origins. I didn't think that she wasn't. But you know, I think it would be messed up if she didn't have appearances in Origins, because how can they be cool then? Is we gotta see how they get from where they are now to where they were in OG Power, because it was obviously cool in OG Power, but they wasn't that cool right now. LS for life, yeah. Fightland is terrible. Fightland's terrible, y'all. I'm just being honest, keeping it real. I don't like the show. It's a dumb premise. I don't see how that worked. It's goofy. It makes me want to be a writer. Straight up. Make me want to write some shows. Cause somebody wrote that down and pitched that. And it got approved and the millions of dollars in funding. Now I will say that when you have a track record of success on TV shows like 50 Cent, for the most part, although he really only has one good show that they have expanded, which is Power. Because a lot of his other shows that came out, that 50 Central comedy show and a bunch of, and even For Life and a lot of other stuff ain't really worked out. Power is his bread and butter. That really worked out. And they keep spinning that off until infinity. Because after Power Origins, I don't know what they gonna do. What they gonna do? Because there ain't no more Power story to tell. So I don't know what the future of Power is after Origins and what 50 Cent may do. They may play Power Origins for 4 or 5 years, 4 or 5 seasons, but after that, I don't know. You may have some new people selling drugs in the 90s, which, to be honest with y'all, I'm a little kind of played out about the 90s and drug dealing shows and stuff. Really, drug dealing shows, period, is starting to get saturated. I mean, we've been watching them for 10 years now. So, you know what I mean? How many BMF? He did do good with BMF. So, BMF and Power. But BMF is almost over too. So, I don't know. Oh, what? You talk about it? I just not saw this. Man, I've been so busy sometimes. This is a lot of stuff that I missed lately. But BMF was not renewed. What? You serious? That can't be right. The show ain't even finished. What? Yeah, I'm very disappointed if BMF is not renewed and they don't finish that story. Although I was expecting it to be the last season because it is getting played out and they are stretching it out longer than it should be. But What? 50 in trouble, y'all. Because after Origins, he in trouble because none of his other shows really did well. And even though BMF people liked it, it didn't have the ratings of Power. And now, if what you're saying is that it wasn't renewed, that's horrible. All right, y'all. I'm about to go ahead and give my rating for this episode. Read this last comment, then I'll come back and do the rest of the comments. Carly, you say, Flossie is the wife of Sasha Penn, the showrunner. She played her part really well, in my opinion. Yeah, that's why I stopped talking about that flat booty. They might come for you, boy. You was talking about my flat ass. I'm talking about your fat ass. Now what? Be like, yeah, I need to give you some of this. You can put sound in that. We can work with each other. Make it work. Dev Royal, Jay, how is all these shots being fired in Rock's good neighborhood and no cops never show up? Lou shot, no silencer. Rock shot to no silencer. She has neighbors, Jay. That is very true. And in good neighborhoods, the neighbors are nosy. Normally, they know what car pulled up, what car left, how many people walk. Plus, you got to walk up to her door. So it ain't like you could pull right in the back or something. You got to walk up street. Well, people will see you walking up, running in, running out. Neighborhood watch, that old white lady sitting there with her cat. She about to snitch like a mug on that ass. But her house is big, I will say. Now, gunshots are loud. I wonder if you would hear it. She was upstairs, not in the basement. You probably would have heard something. No cops have ever been called over there, though. Like, that is very weird. Yeah, man. That's one of the things about this show. They should at least had the cops pull up once. Patty, I definitely thought it would be renewed since Big Meech is out now. That's probably why it ain't renewed. But I didn't know it wasn't renewed until just now, and I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Very disappointed BMF is not renewed. I'm very disappointed. More so, damn, they don't even get to finish the show. I just don't like that they didn't get to finish the show. But when somebody else got to pay for stuff, I guess they like, man, the hell with your story and your show. I ain't about to put up these millions so you can finish telling your story. Should have did it in the 4 seasons you had. All right, y'all. For those that's normally new to this, I'm gonna go ahead and give my Moorescore rating for this episode, which is my way of trying to be non-biased. So let's go ahead and do it. That was some great special effects. I know. Anyway, the Moorescore, real simple. 4 categories. Keep it real simple. 25 points each. Give you a score of 100. The first category, we can get into it, is the visual cinematography. I do like the visuals of how they had with Rock talking with Kanan, and Kanan had that one tear kind of welling up, but it wouldn't release. Rock had a couple tears. They were getting emotional. Seeing Rock take out Pino. They did a few things, and then when Juke took out Rock, and you could see it in her eyes, the disbelief, the shock that this is how she about to go out. And they showed it from the up. as if you was Rock looking up at Juke, and you just see that thing right there. They did all right with some of these visuals for this episode. I like it. And then even when Juke was talking with Kanan in the restaurant, I like that. And when he was walking away, she had to give him that last little bit of info. Overall, out of a score of a 25 being the max, I will give this a 22 out of a 25. It was really good visuals on how they did some things and the camera work. The storyline and plot I did enjoy for this episode. We got introduced to Tommy and Ghost as little shorties coming off the porch. We also see Kanan and what he going through with his moms and the jukebox, the twist that she take out Rock. I didn't see that coming. I know some people may have, but I wasn't one of them. And yeah, that was a shocker. Even Rock was surprised at that one. She thought she was packing her bags and about to make it up out of here. Little did she know, of all people, her niece, the one she tried to be a mother to, would take her out. And the reason why is because of Kanan. Damn. That gotta hurt. So overall, I'm gonna give this a plus. I did like Isaiah Whitlock appearance, but I ain't gonna give him too many points for that. It's hard to nail a finale of a show. I think they did good with this. I'm gonna give this out of a max 25. I'll give it a 20. I'm thinking between a 23 and a 24. I'm gonna give it a 24, man. It was really good. I enjoyed it. Was it the best? Was it perfect? Of course not. But it was good. I ain't gonna trip. Compared to what we've seen from other shows finales, between this and The Shy, they did pretty good. The special effect, makeup, costumes, I gotta say, shout out to the coat, Rock's coat. That coat, it needed credit. And the end screens, big ass coat. Neiman Marcus or whatever. Hey, they be having Rock decked down. She had a little gold chain WWE belt on. She be styling, boy. Rock, hey, she's looking good to the end, wasn't she? And they had a few things else going, but overall, whoever was in charge of styling for Rock, they did a good job. And special effects, really, what you saw Pino get popped, which that was kind of, he was surprised, and Rock get popped. But overall, I would give this, for the special effect, makeup, costumes, I'm gonna give it a 20. I'm gonna give it a 24, man. And not that it was so many special effects or her coat was so amazing. I'm kind of giving it a legacy score in a way that they always had her dressed to the nines, and special effects wasn't really that much, but they did have a couple people get whacked. And Rock, she did look dead. Them eyes was stuck, wasn't they? And last but not least, entertaining and the fun factor. Was it entertaining? Was it enjoyable? And it was entertaining. I enjoyed this episode a lot. And I will rate this on a max of a 25. I think I might give this a 24, which would bring it all to a 94 on my rating. A 94 out of 100 or a 9.4 out of 10. What would you rate this episode? Let me know in the comments. What would you rate it? whether it was out of 100 or out of 10. To me, it's not really any major problems with this episode. Yeah, I would prefer not to have the family killing family and this and that, but they've already established that in this show. That's how they get down. It's not a big surprise, so I can't really trip on that too much. Would I have liked things to go differently and maybe Jukebox not take out Rock? Yes. But the only reason is because we're working backwards in my mind. We already know how Jukebox and Kanan story ends. We already know that they were cool and kind of working together in the end, you know. And if anything, she was kind of like checking him and bossing him, telling him what to do, giving him the ideas for Tawik and all of that, you know. So in my mind, I'm thinking, well, we working back from that point. How can they have this much beef between each other and get to that point that they were when we saw OG Power? In my mind, it don't make sense. Again, that's why I keep saying my mind, because in their mind, they put it together and I guess they thought it made sense. To me, it don't. I don't see how there's a lot of heavy lifting and, you know, maybe she saved his life or something. Who knows? But I wouldn't have done that if I was working backwards like that. And if I would have had that written that way, I would have did it where neither one of them tells the other what they did, but they each suspect each other of doing what they did, but it's like an unspoken thing. They never bring it up, they never question each other, they never actually have it confirmed. And if that was the case, it would at least made a little more sense how they were still cool with each other because they really don't know for sure. But when you know for sure, ooh, the things people can move on with in life is kind of scary, ain't it? You take out certain people and I could just get over it and move on. Woo! Like 50 Cent said in the narration the other day, your heart and who you are, your soul gets so small and crushed that it ain't even there no more. You know, they over here taking out all these people doing what they do. It's like, man, what's in their chest? There ain't nothing no more. There's so little. It done damn near disappeared. Carlev, you say, but if you go back and look, it does make sense the type of relationship they had. She was always checking Kanan even when they were in OG Power. Just look at the dynamic. She talked to him like trash. I know, but I'm saying, why is he accepting that? She wouldn't talk to him like trash right now, you know? So she ain't, I don't know what made him accept that she would talk to him like that, you know? And I'm guessing something has happened between now and then where she can do that, I guess. But I don't see her helping him at this point. If he needed some help, she wouldn't help him. So something has changed to the point where now she was able to help him, but she also didn't like ghosts. So what she called him, a bookworm or a punk. Anyway, so we'll see how it work out. Steve, you say Rock snitch on Stefano and Pino, and then she go to prison for Kanan, recruits a young Ghost and Tommy to set up origins. Did you watch the episode? Steve, did you watch the episode? Because I don't know what you talk about, bro. The only people she gonna be able to recruit someone is from is the upper room, or better yet, the lower room. She gonna be recruiting people from the basement, the lower room. Rock is dead, bro. She ain't snitching on nobody. She ain't recruiting nobody. She ain't doing nothing. What did you talk about? Steve, I love you, man. You a good guy, man. You funny. You said you already did watch. So what you talk about? You know Rock dead. Rock dead. She ain't going to snitch on nobody and recruit nothing. She recruiting demons. Cause she gone. She ain't in this world no more. She ain't in the land of the living. Straight up. Man, if y'all got any more comments, don't forget to put them in the thing before we wrap it up. I know I'm getting started later than usual. I normally, for those that are here that normally catch me, I overslept. I normally go live right after the episode airs. And man, you talk about a crash out. Except I crashed out in the bed this moment. But I did go live. That's what messed me up, actually, with my sleep going live before the episode. But anyway, I'm damn near thinking about getting me something to eat now, some Chick-fil-A or something. I ain't been up this early in a minute. Hey, ain't been up this early in a minute. But I got to get my car fixed, man. I ain't really got that much money. Every time I try to save some money, it's always something. Ain't that life? Every time you try to get ahead or do something, here comes something. And there it is, right there. I'm like, ain't that something? I thought I was gonna put away a couple dollars this month. And here it comes. The exact amount, damn near. The exact amount I thought I was gonna be able to save is what it costs to pay for the ride, which I'm thinking, how is that possible? It's like the universe don't play for real. For real. The exact amount. I'm like, how? How did they know that? Negro can't have nothing these days, boy. Straight up. Patty, yeah, order me something and have it delivered to PA. You know I could do that. I've had DoorDash delivered to my aunt in California from here. Because if you have the address, you just put in the address on DoorDash and it'll change the menu to whatever address you got in there. And so if I put in somebody's address, I can change the menu and then I'll see what's in your area at your address and then I can order the food and have it sent to you. I might do that one day. Buy somebody some DoorDash breakfast or something. You know what I'm saying? Be nice. Put some love out in the world. Patty, you say you happy I slept late because you was able to catch it. I know that's right. Hey, I got a little more energy too because I was tired last night. Man, I'm getting up there. My birthday next month, y'all. I'm starting to actually feel my age for the first time. I never really felt my age or really got into a birthday like that, really. But now I'm like, hold up. Negro can't hang no more. Dev Royal, 9 out of 10. I didn't enjoy Rock dying, but it's just poetic justice about it, I guess. The thing that hurt me, Jay, she was packing her bags to come stay with me in Maryland. You should have came and picked her ass up. That's your problem. That's what hurt. You gonna make her do all the heavy lifting. What, he gonna come pick that up with that cat suit? You just come pick that up. You know that. You know that. No, it is kind of, you know what I'm saying, poetic justice, though. You right. And it is sad, man. That's the thing, man. When you think you out is when it's the most dangerous. And she thought she was up out of there. She should have been had that bag packed. If I was her, I'd have packed the get the hell out of here bag a minute ago. It would have already been in the back of the range. Straight up. Patty, I clock into work at 5 a.m. So soon as I turn on my TV, I saw you was live. I went live at 5. So, yep, I went live at what? 5, 6? No, it was 6. But depending on the time zone, it probably was 5. I mean, Eastern time. I woke up at 5. I watched the episode and went live at 6. Yeah, I was starting to think I shouldn't even go live because ain't nobody gonna be up. But then I was like, well, we got the West Coast and people getting up early, so we'll see what's up. And if it ain't nobody up, then well, people can watch it on the replay. So Patty, you say I should be sending you something for all this good content. Hey, you ain't see the Cash App. Defron edits. People forget that Rock wanted him to go to school. Yeah, I talked about that earlier in this live stream. It's like you can't do that with a kid, though. You can't have contrasting things in your kid's life because a child is not able to make the right decision. For example, if I got a slice of chocolate cake or a plate of Brussels sprouts or spinach or your dinner, and I say, you can't have this cake until you eat this, then they won't do it. But if I say, pick whichever one you want, or if I say, I want you to eat your dinner first, but you could eat this and I couldn't stop you if you ate it. Well, they probably eat the chocolate cake first and then maybe don't have no more room for dinner. So you got to give them the dinner first. And after you eat it, here you go. You don't give them the options or give them contrasting opinions decisions to make because they may make the wrong decision and it's your fault because they're a child. They don't have the fully functioning brain to make all these proper decisions. Now, I've only had one child and raised one child, but I tried to always be as consistent as I could with my son because I didn't want to say one thing and do another, be a hypocrite, or be the type of person that I tell you don't smoke, but I smoke a pack every day. You know what I'm saying? Or don't drink, but I drink a fifth every day. Now, if I did, I wouldn't let them see because that's why your parents and people didn't want you to see when they drink and smoke because they'd tell you don't do this stuff, but they may do it, but they didn't want you to have, well, you do it and you tell me don't, so why you tell me don't and you do it? Or like that one commercial, where'd you get this? Huh? Where'd you get this? Where'd you learn how to smoke marijuana? I learned it from you, Dad. Okay? I learned it from you, Dad. I was wondering why my stash was getting low. But nah, that was one of the dumbass commercials that I used to see growing up. Or they take an egg. This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions? Anyway, those type of things are corny, but I think that she gave him too many contrasting uh contrasting things in his mind to hold at the same time. So, they go to Cash App, Patty. I appreciate the love, mama. I'll be trying to hang in there, but you know, I'm gonna have to start giving y'all some stuff back too. I actually got some giveaways I want to set up of movies. I was gonna give away movies because being part of the SAG after union, uh, you get to vote on the movies for the SAG awards or whatever. And I tell them to send me the movies on the disc. They do send me some as a digital code, but they send me all the stuff to vote for on the disc. Although they start not to do it as much as they used to. They're giving me a card with a digital code. But when you put in the digital code, you get to have the movie. It ain't like a rental. So anyway, I got a whole bunch of movies. I didn't even watch them and stuff, so I might just give them away. But the problem is, man, it take extra steps and things, and I had to put in a little more time to be able to ship them out and get the addresses and do all of that. But the ones that's a digital code, if I do some type of raffle or giveaway or something, I can just give the digital code to the person that right then and there. So that's what I was thinking about doing because I got a lot of stuff. I got to start. I want to downsize some stuff in my house to a certain extent because just like we see Marvin or Rock or all these people or Lulu when they gone, like truth be told, nothing is yours. None of this stuff is ours. We just renting it or using it or for a while and then it's gone. And so I look at it as, man, I want to get rid of some things before the next person do. Because when you gone, that's what's gonna happen. Uh, and one of the reasons it make me think of that is this summer I checked out some estate sales. I didn't have no money though to get some of the things I wanted, but I did get a couple items under $100. But man, it's a lot of stuff for sale on the estate sales. My mom put me up on that. Y'all women, y'all be finding all them shopping and deals and stuff. They love that stuff. But anyway, yeah, we see what we can do, man. Used to love that commercial. Which one? I learned it from you, Dad. Or the brain on drugs. You know what's sad is that commercials ain't even memorable like they used to. People today don't watch the same TV. So, like how I just went over those commercials and we all know them. What commercials do people talk about today? People don't even watch regular TV no more. So, it's just, man, things change, but those were great commercials. I learned it from you, Dad. When the truth is, they could have been smoking weed together. They could have smoked that blunt together. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't that have been a great bonding experience? Showing his son how to roll that blunt. Like, yeah, Dad, show me. Roll it up. This is how you roll a fatty, son. I learned it from you, Dad. Where'd you learn how to roll that up? I learned it from you. Let's see, man. I'm about to wrap it up. You say, is it any new comedy dates? Yeah, I actually just performed at Helium Comedy Club the other day. Let me see. I had it on video, but I don't see where it is now. Where's my video? Oh well. I did have it somewhere on here. I had to look. I was at the car dealership to get my car fixed the other day, man. Them new Corvettes are nice, but the price is it's crazy. The price go down. But as of now, I don't have a new comedy date scheduled. It kind of pops up whenever I get a booking. They let me know. As of now, nothing. But we'll see. I might get another gig at dang, y'all. we 2 months away from October when I did this one gig in Illinois. And it was a vampire. The reason I said dang is because I can't believe that was 10 months ago. That was almost a year ago. It felt like I just did that. I know it'd be a lot of little conspiracy theories out there. And for those that come all the time, you know, I'd be liking me a good conspiracy theory. One of the conspiracy theories out there is that time is speeding up. I don't know if that's true or not, but I know, dang, man, it does feel like time flies, man. I don't know. Maybe as you get older, you know, you feel like time flies. But yeah, man, it definitely feel like time flies to me. Straight up. So anyway. Yvonne, the new Corvette is about 150,000. I know. That's insane. And what's crazy is the depreciation of it. So say you get a new Corvette for, let's just say 100,000 for easy math. Everybody knows as soon as you pull off the lot, it's gonna go off at least $2,000 to $5,000. It's gonna go down. But let's say a year, and just 1 year later, or 2 years later, instead of it being worth the 100, you still paying your payments for 100,000. Okay, but if you traded it in 2 years, you probably get 60 grand. And just 2 years later, you done lost damn near half your money. Like, that's crazy. Like when I was at the dealer, they had a Corvette Stingray. I'll show you a picture. And this is a 24. This is a 2024. So this car is 2 years old and they want 60,000 for it. Which, why would you buy a new one when you can get one the same body, just 2 years old, and half the price for 60 grand? You know what I'm saying? 60 grand. See, I got another channel that I want to develop better. It's called Wheel Life. Instead of Real Life, you can see what's up with this Wheel Life. But I do like travel and go places and check out cars and stuff. I ain't got no money to travel and go places and check out stuff, but I'm working on it. So eventually I get there. I gotta be able to pay a camera person. That's the main issue. Be able to pay a camera person and an editor, because I can't do it all. When I first started this channel, I used to do the camera, the editing, everything, and then I was working like 12-hour days. It just was too much. It was too hard on me. But I still like it, but I don't want to do that much. Miss 2D, what's good? Yeah, I'm here early, mama. I overslept last night and I didn't get to make it live right after the show, so I wanted to come through for everybody and make it. So, you know, definitely come through. Patty, you waiting the 2 years? I'm with you, girl. I'm waiting the 2 years too. Ain't no way in the world I would be losing no $40,000-$50,000. That's crazy. And you still got to make the payment. That's insane. That's why I like foreign cars a little better, because they hold their value better than American cars. And the build quality is different, but nothing is perfect. Everything, you know, can have a problem. Everything break down eventually, but you know, Jay, the dealership, in the Prince voice, little red Corvette, baby, you much too fast. Do you know that was one of the first songs I learned by heart? Little red Corvette. Little red Corvette. And because growing up, my dad had a beta machine, VHS and beta. He had a VHS and a beta. And on the beta, he used to record music videos, which I can't believe he did that today, because he wouldn't record. Man, I can't imagine he recorded just for something new he was trying, because he wouldn't. Man, anyway, he had Video Soul with Donnie Simpson. Video Soul with Donnie Simpson. And on there he had Little Red Corvette. It had Atomic Dog with with George Clinton. It had the Gap Band. It had all kind of that stuff on there. But Little Red Corvette, it was a live performance video. Yeah, that was special right there. Little Red Corvette. Now today, if somebody came out with a song talking about Little Red Corvette, be like, man, if you don't get your trying to play basketball in them boots. Nah, but yeah, man, them was the days. Corvette is probably one of the few modern American cars I would consider buying. Very few, less than 5 I would probably consider buying, but not new. I don't think I would buy any, damn near no car I would buy new, to be honest. They all lose too much money. I think it's a sweet spot of like 20 to 30,000 miles to like 60,000 miles, where the car is still damn near new, just getting broken in, you know what I mean? And the depreciation is already taking place, so you're not overpaying you normally for something that's about to fall off a cliff, and it's not run down in the ground. Like, in my opinion, that's the only way to buy a car. Don't buy a brand new car. Don't buy something with 100,000 miles unless you got money to be making repairs. But you get it between 20 and 60, you at that sweet spot, you know. AOV RNSJ just has launched a fishing channel. I know your idea of wheel channel, it would be great. I didn't know RNSJ got a fishing channel. Yeah, see, I would do it like a travel channel, and people would get to see what it's like traveling to different spots, and there's stairs everywhere. Dun, dun, dun. Stairs. But just something different to do, enjoy, have a good time. It ain't about money and none of that stuff. That's what's the worst thing, though, is that it takes money to do it. It ain't about making money. It probably won't make money. It ain't about making money, but I just have to be able to pay somebody, because the older you get, it's harder because you deal with grown people. Like, a lot of these big channels that's out there, they were younger. And if you out of high school or in college, you could have young people working together and this and that, and they ain't got a family or bills or rent or mortgage and, car notes. So they can put in work and they got energy, and they ain't necessarily looking for a big payday yet, because they can put in the time in order to get that payday later. Whereas when you deal with grown folks, hey, it's about that bread. Ain't nobody about to be working for free and putting in all this work, and I got bills to pay, but I'm gonna work for free in hopes that I get some money and this and that. Like, I wouldn't even ask nobody to do that. Because I wouldn't do it, so I wouldn't ask nobody to do nothing I wouldn't do. I ain't about to work for free nowhere for months, whether you gonna pay me or not. I gotta have gas to get there. I can't even make it to your ass for months without no money. So, it's different, man, and I get it. You know what I mean? Patty, it's the truth though. That is the matrix that we in. The money matrix. And if you don't have any money, which is how they put us in this, so that it'd be easier for us to have to take that, you know what I'm saying, that mark. You don't got it. They cut that paper off. But without no money, man, it's not that money is everything, but dang, You can't do anything without no money. And there's levels to it, which I'm gonna look at this. I'm about to show y'all some game right here. Tying it back to Kanan. See how I turned it all right back into the show? Segue. That's what Rock and them all got into the game for. They needed money. It wasn't about money necessarily, but you got bills to pay. You got food on the table. And we in this matrix that we live in America, because in some countries, you could probably grow some food, or maybe people in the community, share with one another or feed one another, look out for one another. But in America, that ain't it. Half of us don't even know our neighbors now. Nobody, for the most part, is going to look out for you. You have to find a way to get money to pay for stuff. And Rock and their family struggling, young with kids. I think that's part of why they show that flashback of 1975. One part to show she did love him. She did love him. He said she never loved you. Well, that ain't true. She did love him. And then also it showed they was just a little normal, innocent family trying to make it. And look what it spiraled into, because that's the matrix, man. The deeper you get into some things, it can take you under. And they try to get some money, try to hustle so they can take care of their family, take care of their kids. Spiral out of control. That's what Marvin was saying before he died. We started this, try to get a little money, because the world we in, everything about money. But at some point, they had enough money to do and meet their needs, but it wasn't enough. And that's where sometimes greed, pride, all of that can come into it, because they may not have felt like they was being greedy, but if you have more than enough and you steadily out there doing something like what they doing that actually hurts people, they're killing people, you didn't have to continue to put yourself in that position. And then, you know what I'm saying, they end up dead. Pride, greed, in the end, that's what took them down. Pride and greed, because Rock had the deal on the table. And what she say? I ain't gonna take it. I ain't going out like that. She was too proud. She ain't want to be known as a snitch. She ain't want to go out like this or that. Pride took her down. Greed. She could have been got out the game. She still had a lot of money, but in the end, man, got to be careful out there, because shoot, your pride, greed, and it's not always about the drug game. Hell, some dudes end up dead because they felt disrespected when they was out and about, and a dude step on their shoe, or they got into some words, and now they want to do this and that, and next thing you know, you ain't going home tonight. So, it's crazy out there. Patty, you say if it don't cost you, it's gonna cost somebody. That's a good one. Sorry, it's not like the old days where you didn't mind the barter system. I do you a favor, and if I need some, you got me. Yeah, see, the barter system was a beautiful thing. It's not perfect, and the more people it is, the harder it can get. But it's more natural, it seems. You know what I mean? Like, you need this, I got more of this. I hook you up. You got this, or you can do that. Hook me up. We look out for each other. They're community. But they turn community into communism. So that ain't a good thing no more. JKE, you say, yep, when Rock in season 3 had the bounty for Ronnie, she should have took that bread and got the fork out. Hey, for real. She should have. And again, pride, greed, you know what I'm saying? And those are some sins biblically. But They will take you down, man. And she just was too proud. She ain't want to let her spot go. She ain't want nobody to think she was soft. She ain't want to let nobody get over on her. And in the end, it's what you least expect, which is something I've said before in this in doing these reviews, is that normally a person goes down from what they least expect. I ain't say like your family member might take you out, but you got your eye on all these things, and it's the one thing you wasn't expecting that normally take you down, whether it's a baby mama end up snitching on you or somebody you ain't think or this or that. It's like always something you didn't expect that end up being what it is. And sure enough, that's what happened with this case. So, you know. Carlev, you say, will I be reviewing Fightland? I really don't like Fightland. I've only seen the first episode. I did review it. I didn't like it, but I probably will review the show just because gotta have something to do in between now and Origins. Although that Game of Thrones is fire, I ain't been able to review it other than the first episode. But Game of Thrones been fire. But Fightland, I'm gonna do episode 2, and like I say, I might reluctantly review it, but I gotta be honest, man. I just can't be saying something and it's not true. And I was not impressed with the first episode. The story doesn't add up. You can't be the heavyweight champ. Somebody kill your brother in a garage in Vegas. You punching the dude. We don't even know if the dude died or what. How did he go to jail for 7 years? I don't understand. This don't make sense to me. It's already ruined to me. Maybe I think too much. That's a problem. But it don't make sense to me. And for those that's been rocking with me for a minute, one of the things I always say is you got to make it make sense. I don't care if it's King Kong, Star Wars, whatever. Make it make sense. Explain it. Just explain it, and we can go from there. But you can't not explain your story correctly and think I'm going to buy into it. It just don't work for me personally. Did it have the good glitz and glamour, meaning the high budget? Yes. Did it have great cameras? Yes. Was it at a great locations in the episode? Yes. Good looking actors? Yes. It checks all the boxes except the story don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? That's like if Canelo Alvarez was, assaulted in a Vegas garage and his brother was murdered and he chased down one of the dudes after they bashed his hand with a hammer and he punched him and beat him up. He's not going to jail. He's not. I don't see that. I just don't. So anyway, everybody talk about Lioness. I feel bad that I didn't watch it from the get-go. I love me some Zoe Saldana. Damn, boy, that's boy. Woo, that's a sexy woman right there. But she also a good actress. But I'd have to watch that from the get-go. You know what show my mom has watched and binge watched when she got here and loves? All the King's Men. Does anybody watch All the King's Men? I did see this one part where old girl was giving this old man some head and he was pretending like he like he didn't know, like she was his home health aide. He was like, and she was giving him head, talking crazy, and then she stopped. He was like, oh hell no, you ain't about to stop, you about to finish sucking that thing. She was like, he was like, yeah. I'm like, this is crazy. What in the world? But it still didn't make me watch the rest. Yeah, House of Dragons is fire. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do the House of Dragon review. I'm gonna try my best to go live Sunday, man, and catch up on House of Dragons because that's fire. Hey, you see your girl later out. She was like, "Come here, I'm going to make you feel good." she went on ahead and ate that fire crotch. Patty, I watched Fightland. I'm going to give it 2 more episodes before I decide if I like it. That's fair. That's fair. I only watched one. I can't be too hard on it. I'm going to give it another couple episodes. But like I say, I probably review the whole show. It's going to feel like work. I hope not. I hope I enjoy the show. We'll see. The premise, though, is what bothers me. I just don't see how he's broke, went to jail for 7.5 years, and all. That just ruins it for me. But I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. About to get ready to wrap this up. How long I've been? I'm gonna get another 5 minutes. JKE, man on Fightland, heavyweight champion of the world, screwing his dirty promoter's wife, doesn't got enough lawyer money to beat an ambush assault charge, LMAO. Come on now. Hey, facts. Facts. Triple facts. Quadruple facts. Dude don't got no lawyer money. Come on, man. And all this is on camera. You got witnesses and he can't get, come on, man. They messed this show up to me with that. I just can't believe the show. And now he's a hitman. That's like Canelo turning into a hitman. I just don't see that. I just don't see that. Patty, you love All the King's Men? I might have to watch that and do that. All the Queen's Men, I mean. That's what it is. What I say, a king? All the Queen's Men. You right, JKE. Maybe I'll do that show. Although I did see some stuff that looked goofy. Like she put a stun gun in the pool and shocked the girl with a stun gun. I'm like, man, what? Now, to be honest, I don't know if that would work or not. It just don't seem like it would work. But, you know, Patty, most men don't like watching it because they're not trying to see no swinging pose. What you talking about? I know you ain't talking about the type of pose that is attached to men. They sword fighting. They sword fighting in Queens Men. My mama left that part out. Little slick ass. She skipped that part. I didn't know they was tussling. They sword fighting? Oh man, no wonder Tyler Perry greenlit the show. T Sweezy was good. Yes, sir. I'm up, fam. Caught me on the wake up. Patty, I think we gonna find out in Fightland that he was set up. It's gotta be. We talking about in Fightland, the TV show Fightland. The guy, Duke, the main guy of the show, he went to jail for 7.5 years. We don't know if that guy even died that he was fighting in the parking lot, but he ended up going to jail for 7 years. So that was whack. Encouraging Warrior, what's good, mama? How you finish? How you finish? How you feeling? Say, AJ and gang just got finished watching the episode. I'm telling y'all, all my furniture is arranged because I'm in my feelings. Ah! Hey, that was crazy, boy. Jukebox. She done flipped the script. That's why I was saying I didn't see that coming earlier. I've been on for a minute, mamas, but I'm about to get up out of here. But one of the things I was saying was that definitely I didn't see that coming. Some people said they saw it coming. I wasn't one of them, but I will say it was a good twist. I don't also agree with how her and Kanan talked about it, but it is what it is, I guess. It just, whew, I don't know, man. Maybe well, it's obvious they got a one twisted, strange family relationship, but you know, not too many people would that's crazy. You killed mine, I killed yours, we even. What you want for dinner? Carlev, you say to add to your Canelo example, he do time or go to jail too, because his hands are registered weapons, Jay. But this is the thing, that's self-defense. I get what you're saying. And if Canelo was in a bar or at the mall and somebody said something and he beat the hell out of him, that's different. You can't do that. Your hands is registered weapon. You can't just beat the hell out of somebody. But this is self-defense. A dude just bashed his hand with a hammer, right? The dude just killed his brother, stabbed him in the neck with the hammer, right? What he supposed to? I can't fight you. The illegal weapon. I would have beaten your ass, but I can't do it. They may put me in jail or they deported me to Mexico. But I will call it someone to beat your ass for me. Like anybody, you, me, anybody would be ready to put some hands on that person. That's a natural human reaction, self-defense. And then Canelo got money. He would have attorneys. They would have pulled the video footage. They would have shown he was minding his business. He got jumped. He got his hand assaulted. It's self-defense. He saw that one of the people got away that murdered his brother. He tried to catch this person so they wouldn't get away. Unless the dude died from him punching him, I don't think he would have had no problems. You know what I'm saying? Only if he beat that dude to death right there would he then really possibly have some problems. But I don't see that, fam. Carlev, let me know if you, now that I explain that better, if you think that would have still went down the same way. Because he's catching a murder suspect. And he didn't shoot him. I could see if he was running away and he shot him in the back. He punched him. And they didn't tell us if he died. And even if he did die, he probably would have maybe had probation. I don't know, man. I just see him having a great lawyers and because of what happened and he's the champ, like all of that would have helped him. It helped OJ. JKE, yeah, I still don't agree with them ever reconciling for money or whatever reason, but hey, yeah, that Kanan jukebox, that's a heavy lift. That's a heavy lift. I don't see that either, but it is what it is. T Sweezy, what's up, T? You say, Jay, I can't remember the last time I seen a good season finale. You can tell they just wanted to wrap it up. It was rushed, dumb writers. I won't say this was one of the worst season finales. I actually liked it. And the Shy season finale was actually pretty good. But I am with you. Out of 10 season finales, at least 7 or 8 of them is trash, usually. This, I don't like the jukebox killing Rock and telling Kanan part and knowing he killed your dad. I don't like that. That's bad. That's too much. They messed this episode up with that, in my opinion. But overall, it's a good episode. And I think they did a pretty good job with it. And even though I don't agree with how they did that, I can see a little bit on how it kind of worked out. But that's really twisted, though. Again, it's still a heavy lift, you know, and I just don't get it. Courage and Warrior, you say the Adams family ain't got nothing on the Thomases. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. They just as evil and creepier. Carlev, you say you right. I said the same thing too. To be honest, LOL. I gotta agree. I appreciate it. I mean, you know, if they said he killed him, that's the problem with the story. We don't know if the dude died or not. If he beat that dude to death right there, and he went to jail for 7 years, which I still don't think he would have got 7 years. Maybe he'd have got a year in some probation or something. I don't know. But 7 years, I still don't think he would have got that long. But they got to at least let us know. Did he kill him? Like Wu-Tang. Is he dead? The fuck you mean is he dead? Got his eye, got his fucking left socket. Is he dead? I ain't playing no favorites. Ain't no tism up in here. No favoritism up in here. Nah. Ain't playing no favorites. I always gotta keep it a buck. Let's see. Get ready to wrap this up, y'all. T Sweezy, you say no. The Shy was ass. What? I guess you are biased because you love Trig and Fatima and RuPaul. Damn. You gonna come at me like that? Really? I love Fatima and I don't love Fahima. And Dude Paul. He said, I love Trig, Fatima, and RuPaul. Hey, man, come on with the jokes, man. Oh, well, saying some things, man. You gonna get me in trouble. Nah, man, the Shy, the Shy was not that bad though. It was pretty good. It was for a finale. Considering how bad the Shy has been at times, they did really good on that finale. If they didn't have some moments, Yvonne. But with the Shy, it was just a wedding all episode and the predictable Bakari being shot like in Menace to Society. That's true. It wasn't a real twist. I guess seeing Reg go to jail instead of Vic, but nah, it wasn't a word, you know. It wasn't. I put it this way. They could have messed it up and they didn't. Did they make it great? Not exactly, but it wasn't bad. On Fight Line, Jay Kingsley being tender about his wife is realistic, but damn, Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn not falling out over no hoes, LOL. I'm sure Mike Tyson and Don King were Eskimo bros. Eskimo bros. Hey, I couldn't see any heavyweight champ going through what he went through. Yo, P Valley comment. What you talking about? Let's see what you say about P Valley. Lil Murder. Lil. What you put? Lil Murder. Is your P Valley comment? Man, you crazy, man. I should audition for Power Origins. Man, shoot, I would. I think they filming in New York, though. That's the problem. The problem with that, and the reason I say that's the problem is because ever since COVID, it's been so many budget cuts, and the film industry that they prefer to use majority local actors. That way they don't have to pay for hotels and travel and none of that. You know, they don't have to give you a per diem, and they get local actors. So you could take your ass home, and they only have maybe 2 or 3 actors that they actually fly in. So if it's not something filmed in my local area, then I probably won't get the job. I did have a job. I think I blew it. My agent wasn't clear enough, but it's a show called The Pit. It's like a doctor show on HBO, I think, The Pit. And I had an audition for that, and I put in audition and everything. I think I did good. But where I messed up is that they asked, am I local? It's filmed in LA. And I said, I'm not local, but I can film in LA. I have accommodations. And they probably was like, oh hell no, let's just move on. Or maybe they didn't like it, my audition. I don't know. But my agent then was like, you should have just put local. We would have figured it out. I'm like, why you ain't say that? Wouldn't that have been smart to tell me that in the get-go? Anyway. All right, this will be my last thing before I get up out of here. You say, did you see what the brat posted? No, I did not see what the brat posted. Anybody, what did the brat post? Let me know in the comments before I get up out of here. My stomach is rumbling. It's already too fat as it is. Good grief. Need to lose some weight. What did the brat post? She was in the shy trying to still be a little stud muffin for Keisha mama. But I don't know. No, I didn't see what the brat posted. What did the brat post? Let me know in the comments. T Sweezy, it took 2 seasons for Keisha to marry Emmett. Then they brought those badass kids. They wasted Kayla Pratt. She brings nothing to the show. She does bring nothing to the show. I agree. That could have been any actress that did what she did. I mean, she brought so little, I didn't even recognize it was Kayla Pratt. So they didn't, and I'm not saying it as she brought so little as in her abilities. That role was so insignificant that they gave her. It was pointless, damn near, for a name brand actor to be there. Just like I didn't say the Shy was perfect. I just said I liked it and they did all right with it. But I don't like how Rosalind just got to walk away into the wind. Nobody questioned her. Nobody know nothing. She just got to take out, what you call it, Alicia, and move on for free. I mean, good grief. But you know what? That is kind of realistic though, actually. Because I know of some people that have been in shootouts and never been questioned, never been questioned, never been investigated, nothing. So that is possible in Chicago, that something can happen and nobody ever say nothing to come your way. It's just too much going on, too big. If nobody saw it or snitched or said something, if you didn't leave no evidence behind, chances are you could get away with it. So, you know. T Sweezy, you say she wore a dress, she had her makeup. She wore a dress, she had her makeup. She had them yams out. It was like a 4-second clip. I said, Zowie mama. You said Zowie mama for real. That's what you said. Nah. Hey, but for real, the brat is a pretty woman. She is a fine little lady. She's gotten older and switched sides like water slides, and then but as you get older, especially women, as they get older, them tickle bitties continue to grow, and them yams. So the brat in her 50s. Didn't she just have a baby too not too long ago? The brat is like 55, 60 years old. She ain't 60. Well, she might be almost 60 years old. Getting close. But she had a baby not too long ago with her old self. I think with her girlfriend. I think it was don't get me to saying. I don't keep up with what people be doing. These people out here doing so much. I be keeping up because of this stuff, but I don't be knowing what the hell they be doing. But I know a strap on they can get her pregnant. BX native, BX in the building. Anyone know when the next Power series coming out? That is a great question. I think we're gonna end it on that. So Power Origins, I believe, come out the end of this year. Oh no, Miss 2D said December or January 27. I hope not. December? Oh, okay. You saying December of this year or January 27. Okay. I was about to say December of 27. That's damn near forever. All right. It says Power Origins episode 1. Don't say the date. Let's see. Who knows when it's 2026? Who knows when this is coming out? I remember seeing the date. I'm looking on here. Don't have it on here. I remember they released the date. I thought it was in a couple months. I'm looking here. Oh, yeah, they got Kanan in here, of course. They got this dude as pedestrian. Hey man, did you see me in Raising Kanan? I was pedestrian 1. Yeah, I was walking. And that was it. Man, that took a lot of work, man. I had to look straight and move right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg. Boy, I was practicing for weeks to nail that role. Let me look and Google it right quick. Let's Google Power Origins, or as my best friend Steve would say, Power Orgy. Power Orgy. Who is this young? Is that supposed to be Ghost and Tommy? This dude does not look like a young Ghost. But you know what? And he damn sure don't look like Tommy. It is hard to, I guess, find a person with the talent and able to do what they look like it. Oops. Oops. Stand up, yet. That's supposed to be Kanan, Tommy, and Ghost. These my little YNs. I taught them everything they know. Let's see. First episode date is 2026. It says they have not yet announced an official release date for the first episode of Power Origins, which will be an 18 episode first season. Somebody did tell me that. I did bring that up, but for those that didn't know, it's about damn time they gave Power 18 episodes. But this will be really interesting to have 18 episode first season. I think maybe 6 of those episodes, or maybe even 8, will be a continuation of Raising Kanan. And then the next 10, it'd be like Raising Tommy and Ghost. Raising Tommy and Ghost. So it says that the filming just wrapped up in August. So they just finished filming it. It says that the title for the first episode will be titled 2002, which would basically imply a time jump, because right now they're in probably what, 95, 96. So to go to 2002, it's like a 5-6 year time jump. Now Ghost and Tommy is grown and off the porch. They'll be about 18, 16, 17, 18. Make a lot more sense now. And I'm interested in this show. I can't wait to see how it play out. But I'm sad, man, that the Power Universe this is the last show, in my opinion. What else they gonna talk about? So say Makai getting that paper. I know that's right. 93 is when Raising Kanan kind of started this season. But right now, they ain't in 93. They in like 95, 96. Plus, they played that Lords of the Underground. It's the one Chief Rocker #1. Chief Rocker, the one Chief Rocker #1. Chief. Hey, that came out in when? 95? Lords of the Underground. Power Legacy is after Origins. What? The Legacy? That's my legacy. Power Legacy. Y'all got me over here looking this up. I think I did hear about that, but I didn't know if it was official. It is. What? Power Legacy is an upcoming 8-episode Stars crime drama series in the Power universe. It reunites Joseph Sikora as Tommy Egan and Mike. Oh, yeah. I forgot about this garbage. I don't like Tariq and Tommy getting together. They're going back to New York too. Damn. They didn't take Rojas. Rojas is still waiting. Bendejo. Picks up after the following episode with a force. Yeah. Tommy returning to New York after conquering Chicago. He ain't conquered no Chicago drug scene. You know what? That's gotta be a blessing though, as an actor, to get on the show that just keep going forever. You know how rare that is, to get on the show that people just won't let go and die. It just won't die. Damn. That's dope. I had to give him credit to that, man. That's just a blessing. Lucky. But you know. Sha Swai. You cried during the finale? It was kind of sad to see Rock go, but I didn't cry because she didn't have enough good in her to make me feel bad for her, like some other people that I felt bad for in shows that were gone. So with that, I didn't feel. I damn near cried for Bakari, punk ass in the shy. He wrote a book. He wrote a book. Justin, you say the only thing that disappointed me was the fact that Kanan didn't find out that Pops and Snaps was behind the death of Crystal. Yeah, that's sad. It would be nice if he knew that. But they got what they got anyway, so I guess it's all taken care of. But it is sad not to know stuff, you know. A Wire spinoff would have been dope, but that was before the world of spinoffs took off. Not that there wasn't spinoffs before, but spinoffs would seem kind of corny, and a lot of spinoffs normally didn't work or become successful historically. But now people can't get enough. So yeah, Bakari, that was sad. Miss 2D, I'm not gonna lie, people have the Marvel universe and I have power. I'm watching all of them. Yeah, that's true. People love the spinoffs of Marvel, although they didn't wore it out to me. I was there watching all the Marvel movies until probably about 5 or 6 years ago, because this just fell off a cliff. But you know, Infinity War and Endgame was probably the last good ones they made that I could think of. That second Black Panther was trash. I ain't even watched them Ant-Mans and stuff and them damn all them women movies. So, all right, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody for sticking with me, rocking with me, all the great comments. I apologize. I'm getting old. I overslept. And when my alarm did go off at midnight, I was like, Google, stop. I said that in my sleep. They realized I was telling the Google, shut up. Shut your ass up. Can't hang. Can't hang. Can't hang. Can't hang like I used to. No, but I appreciate it, man. And I'm gonna try to come back tonight if tonight, Friday night, and go live again and talk some more about it and stuff. So I know I got a lot to do today, and I done got up early and got moving. So I don't know. I'm gonna try to get my nap around 3 or 4 so I can get my second win. I don't know about y'all, but when I wake up, I can't stay awake the whole day through until it's time to go to bed. I'll be able to take a nap in the middle of the day. I can't stay awake the whole day. I'll be like, in the middle of the day, I'll be like, energy level going down. I got to get me a couple hours in, at least 2 hour nap or something. Otherwise, I lay down at 9 o'clock. I ain't waking up till the morning. So, and then I'll still be needing a nap then. Anyway, I used to be able to go a couple days in a row without no nap. Now, it's getting to me, but I'm hanging there, y'all. Hey, I appreciate it, Tony Sosa. Yeah, man. It be getting to me. I'm getting old, man. It's things like that that let me know I'm on what? Second base? I ain't on third base and I ain't got called home yet, but I'm on second base. So anyway, I appreciate y'all. And you know, I'll be back. We're gonna do some more. I'll do the live call-ins tonight. And we have more time to talk about whatever. And I don't know. Should I watch Fightland tonight? Let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll watch Fightland today and we talk about it tonight, or I watch it tonight and we talk about it on Sunday or Saturday or something. We'll see. I'm not too interested in the show though, I ain't gonna lie. Anyway, y'all, definitely I appreciate y'all, man. I've been doing this for a minute now. I just passed what, 8 or 9 years on YouTube. I can't even believe it myself. Miss 2D, you say, listen, the platform was too crowded with other black folk Power channel so good you got rest. We need naps after 42. Hey, ain't that the truth, mama? And you know what, man? It is a lot of people doing this. When I used to go live at 1 in the morning, nobody did. I was the only one. The only one. That's about 5 or 6 years ago. But nobody would be up doing that. Nobody thought of it. Now, so many people do it. The live, letting up. I ain't gonna go into everything, but let's just say, because I ain't saying everybody copied off me. You probably don't even know I'm out here. But anyway, things change and evolve, and you got to be able to roll with the punches and try to make the best of it as you can, you know? So that's all I'm trying to do. I'm gonna give Fightland a chance, and we'll talk about it. Yeah, I'm about to get off, Miguel. It's been 2.5 hours, so try to put in a little time. You might have missed the first half of this live, so you might have to go back and watch the first half. But you know, I appreciate everybody for coming through. You know, I don't really be in YouTube like I used to be, but I know they got that hype or something. I ain't really looked into it, but hey, if it helped, go on and hit it. With that being said, let me get my butt up out of here, man. I really want me some Chick-fil-A. I think I'm about to get me a spicy chicken burrito combo, strawberry lemonade, light ice with some Chick-fil-A sauce. You talking about ready to slap your mama. All right, y'all. It was great. Great talking with y'all as always. Great comments. Very good episode, in my opinion. I gave it a 94 on the Moorescore. You all let me know what you would rate it in the comments. I didn't see nobody put their ratings down. What would you rate it out of 100 or out of 10? A 94 is a 9.4 out of 10. What would you rate it? Let me know. Hit me up in the comments. I'm interested what y'all gonna say about this episode and everything. So I'll see y'all on the next one. Everybody be safe. Have a great weekend. Peace. I'm out of here.